Station. The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program, and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 910 AM Superstation or Adele Media.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. It is so beautiful, absolutely wonderful. I am enjoying this wonderful weather. For those of you who are not in the city of Detroit, we are having some phenomenal weather. I am just so excited about everything. And now I'm getting ready to get this show on the way. You know, we've had a lot to happen recently in the years, you know, in the last time since we've met. And one of the things that I want to, you know, talk about in depth is the Grand Rapids shooting. Okay. And that is Patrick Lyoya. Now, for many of you who do not know, this was an encounter, a police citizen encounter, where the police basically stopped a motorist. And in their stopping him, indicated that, you know, the body cam indicated that the tags did not match the car, which is considered a traffic infraction. Okay, not a misdemeanor or a felony, but a traffic infraction. At which time the young man began to run from the police. There was a struggle, and the police officer pulled out his taser. And when he pulled off his taser, there was a struggle. And the officer ultimately pulled out his gun and shot Mr. Lyoya, I'm trying to say that right, in the back of the head. Now, so there's a lot going on about, you know, whether or not this was justifiable, whether or not this was murder. So the thing about it is that the Michigan State Police, and they're reviewing it. That's the state police agency. They're reviewing all of the evidence, and they will make a determination as to what should occur. They have not released the names of the officers at all. Okay. So check this out. Ben Crump, Ben Johnson was a local noted attorney. Ben Crump, you know, everybody know Ben Crump, are representing the family of Mr. Patrick Lyoya. And, you know, they're demanding justice. Reverend Al Sharpton delivered the eulogy. So basically, I want to, you know, I don't know everything, okay? But I want to help to at least enlighten some of the listeners and I mean really the viewers, because the listeners unfortunately will not have the benefit of what I'm doing. However, I will attempt my best to visually describe what I'm putting on. Okay, so check this out. Now, here is a police belt. Everybody see this? Now, to your immediate left, okay, if you all can see this, to your immediate left is a gun, okay? All right. In the middle, you know, near the front area, you know, just say, for instance, it would be near, maybe not close to the men's genitalia or female's genitalia, is this stun gun, which you can see. Okay, see that stun gun? Now, let's make so this is the stun gun that we're talking about. It's yellow in color. This is what the officer initially pulled out, okay? All right, the stun gun. Then there's an allegation that the officer used the stun gun and that there still was fighting that had, well, resisting that had ensued. He had also called backup. Now, look over here. You see this gun? This gun is in a holster. In order to take that gun out, you got to pop this right here. It's a cover. Then you got to take it out, okay? And it is, and to be able to use it, okay? So here's following you at all. Well, I'm going to explain what is significant about that. There was an opportunity, a potential at that point when they're struggling over this stun gun to stop, to say, you know what, time out. You know what I'm saying? It got very heated, okay? Now, what the defense, if he's charged, will allege, this is heat of passion. He thought his life was in danger, okay? But the law requires that you have a reasonable, good faith belief, okay, that you are in danger of imminent harm, that somebody's trying to kill you or sexually assault you. So here's the situation here. The time that it took when that gun's gone for him to reach over to his side, unbuckle, this is what the prosecution would allege, unbuckle that gun, pull that gun out, was time for him potentially to reflect. Number one, is this worth it? Number two, I'm about to use my revolver. There's a substantial likelihood that I could kill him or harm him, because the gun not was when he got the gun, okay? The gun from, and I don't know everything, okay? I'm just going by what I see from media sources. But according to the gun, okay, you see this? See that gun? He had Mr. Loya down, and he pulled the gun and he shot him in the back of the head. Okay? Now, for those of you that can see it, I don't know if you can see it or not, Mr. Loya's feet are to the ground. He's on his knees. Okay? His hands are extended. Okay? The officer's left hand is around him. He pulls out his service revolver. Remember what I said? He got to unbutton that service revolver. He pulls that service revolver, and the young man is struck in the back of the head, according to Warner Spitz, who is a pathologist. Okay, I don't know specifically how close it was, but normally, you can look from here, it probably would be definitely close range firing of that weapon. Now, I agree with you, Kendra Swiss. This is definitely very sad. This is sad. I mean, this is sad. This is really bad. It's bad from many perspectives. Number one, there has to be greater training in the use of deadly force in certain types of crimes. Because your tags don't match, he get to run and let him go. Recently, we had, well, not recently, but some time ago, there were a rash of lawsuits in Detroit. And at that time, Chief Craig made a determination. If the hot pursuit extends to over, 25 or 30 miles over the speed limit and it can endanger the public, disband, just disband, let it go. Because at that point, that conduct is putting others in danger of getting seriously injured or killed. So there has to be an administrative decision as to how far should pursuit go, period. If you got some tags and they messed up and he want to run, let him go. Let him go. But that has to be an administrative a decision. Time and time again, and this goes back, in my opinion, to leadership. Listen, you all are professionals, but you're under my leadership. I am going to make a mandate. And if that means I got to go through every damn crime, that's a little bit. If it is a civil infraction, if it's a low-class misdemeanor, let it go. Oh, well, that make us look bad. I don't give a damn. Now the whole world is looking at Grand Rapids. You have to make a decision. Police chiefs, listen, if it's something minor, let it go. We will ultimately get them. But now you got the world looking at them. You got a man that lost his life. You understand that? And I understand, well, that's easy for you to say hindsight is 20/20. I agree. But see, the problem is, in my opinion, when you lead, you can't be their friend. When you start wanting to be a police, the sergeant, the captain friend, you've lost respect in what you've done. I love to laugh and joke in my courtroom, but when you came in there, we were dealing with business. We didn't play when we were on that record. Now, before you came up, or maybe after the court, I say a little in that courtroom, because what I learned very early, when you allow people certain access and liberties, they will take advantage of it. So you got to pull them right in place. You got to call it. But we have seen this. Now, training for valid reasons to escalate a situation should be highly focused upon. Listen, or that's what Janice Robertson said. Ursula McFarling says, I agree with you. Listen, I did the Melendez police encounter, the beating, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 2. That's 7 years ago. George Floyd was killed. Others, a plethora of people have had police encounters and have died. Learn from it. Well, it ain't going to happen here. Well, if it won't happen there, if you train your officers properly. This comes from leadership. We'll be back, and I'm going to talk about that.